Kate, I'm keen to switch gears a bit and talk a little bit about your money journey. How has your approach to money changed over the course of your adult sort of working life?
Absolutely. I think it's changed significantly to what it was when I first started. And I think like starting out, I'm originally from Newcastle, they're just north of Sydney. And, my parents are working class and they worked really, really hard I was one of three kids. We didn't have a lot of surplus cash. It all went into, they had the beliefs around, you paid down your debt and you didn't spend anything that you couldn't afford and all of those types of things. Things that absolutely I 100% back. But I think it set me up. I was a little bit naive, I think, when I came out into the world and started my career. And I can remember at the age of 16 telling my parents I wanted to be a financial advisor. I still don't know whether I actually understood what that was. But that's what I decided to do. And, it gave me a lot of experiences that even now today, I don't think that my parents will have experience, and introduced me to a lot of different ways of thinking, a lot of different business strategies and people and places and tools and all of those types of things. But I will admit I was probably, as I said, I was naive and I jumped into having my own money. I wasn't ready to do what I needed to do with the amount of money that I was earning and those types of things. And so over the years, I learned the harsh way with different investments, or you talk about your client who decided to go overseas and those types of things, the decisions that I've made with my money. That's not saying I'm in a horrible position, but it helped me to understand what I think the drivers behind why you spend money, how you make money, and all of those types of things. And one of the biggest things I learned was to really understand my values and my morals around that, because I didn't have a clear sense of that to begin with. And now today, I'm a lot different with the way that I approach my finances and my business and my personal life and all of those types of things, purely because I've been able to get more clarity around what my values are with money. Whereas initially it's just money. What do you need values around that for? You make it, you spend it, you save it, or you buy stuff or whatever. And, that it was just very in and out was what I thought it was to begin with.
Yeah, I think you're in the majority there, so don't feel bad. I know that when I first started my career as well, similar things, and a lot of people that I've spoken to with through this podcast and with these questions, it's the same thing, that it is sometimes it sucks that you have to learn the lessons the hard way, because if you could avoid them, then you'd probably be further along. But sometimes you learn the lesson better and more effectively in doing that, because you don't want to have to repeat those mistakes as well. So I think as long as you're learning from that, then it's again, it's all part of that building the muscle, what not to do, so that you
absolutely. And it's those experiences, as you said, I honestly believe I was only having this conversation with a client over the last couple of days. Someone said to me something about failing or making mistakes. And I said, look, I've made a decision over the last few years that I really don't like those words, because in my view, it's just all experience. And you never know, as they said, you never know if you don't go and you do it. And it's only failing if you give up. So you've got to go, you try these things. We understand now there were some things we probably shouldn't have tried, but that's hindsight. But I think for me, one of the biggest things was really understanding the value of things and the value that other people place on them. I have worked in small businesses, I've worked in big corporations, and I went through a period where I was surrounded by a lot of people who were very materialistic, and for a long time I thought that's who I had to be, and then I realized that's not who I am, and that was almost really liberating for me to realize that I didn't have to have a specific brand car or live in a certain suburb, or it's me, the value that I provide to the world is what's valuable. And that was a really big step for me in my money, my finance journey, to really understand that and then live who I was authentically with that.
So are you telling me, Kate, that I can tell all of my clients that work in IT sales that they do not need to buy a Range Rover? Is that what you're saying? Because this will be groundbreaking for some people to hear if that's the case.
If that's what truly is going to make them happy, then absolutely go nuts. But no, you don't have to do it just because you're in IT. You can have whatever you want.
There you go, guys. To all the IT salespeople out there, you heard it here first. You do not need a Range Rover.
Get a Tesla instead, aren't they? The good things to do.
Tesla, no, that's in silly. That's only if you're at work for a tech startup. That's where.
Right. Okay. So.
Yes. Come on.
I don't know enough.